Who is Dawid Gidaszewski?
Yes, so I'm a second year's master student at technical university in Eindhoven. I'm studying sustainable energy technology, and my specialization right now is plasma and material processing, and I'm focusing on developing new kind of solar cells through deposition of different layers. But my background is a bit different. I finished my Bachelor of Engineering in Warsaw in Poland, and that was power engineering. So everything connected to power generation, electricity generation, heat, also distributing it, selling it even. So everything around this, that was my background. I wanted to try something less engineering, but more science and research oriented. So that's why I wanted to try the specialization. I also wanted to see the opportunities in education, but also work abroad. So I ended up here in the Netherlands.
So, what brought you to the Netherlands?
So basically, after my bachelor, I was looking for some master's uh, opportunities in Europe. I looked in many different places in Austria and Germany and Great Britain. Uh, Great Britain didn't work because after Brexit it was just too expensive to study there. And with Germany and Austria, 50% of courses were only in German. So that was also an issue. Um, and also, I was looking at first at some masters connected to nuclear power plants. But unfortunately, I didn't find anything because, and many countries tried to phase out nuclear power plants or they're against it in some levels. So it was hard to find something. Only in France there were some master programs offering this. However, they were mostly in French. I don't speak French, so I ended up looking at some more sustainable master courses, and I ended up here.
What's your current role in energy transition?
So I'm trying to develop new kind of solar cells, which will be um, more efficient also than the silicon ones that are used right now, but also to enable more usage of solar cells. So, for example, flexible solar cells that we can implement into many different, even clothes or some fences. We can also develop some solar cells that will be semi-transparent, which then can be implemented into windows, into glazing. We can also do the bifacial solar cells, which means that they generate electricity from photons from both sides. So then we don't waste the photons that are reflected from the surface of the earth or surface of the roof. It depends.
Are you thinking of returning to your home country at some point?
Yeah, for sure. I think after a couple of years, I will return back to Poland. I'm really bonded with my home country. I have a lot of family there, and I think it's the eventually I will end up here there.
Do you know how energy transition is taking shape in Poland?
Yes, I am aware of it. As I studied in Poland, something that is connected to energy generation, and I know in recent in 10 years, last 10 years, we have been making some steps towards the energy change to the transition. We were trying to phase out slowly coal. When I started my bachelor, it was 85% electricity of coal in Poland. Right now it's around 72, so it's kind of an improvement. Also, in the last 8 years, we the electricity generated from photovoltaics is 60 times more, which is crazy if you think about it. Also with wind energy, I think it's 1.5 times more than 8 years ago. So this is a major improvement. I still think this is not enough. There's a lot to be done. Um, and I think there are a lot of opportunities for people like me, but also more towards social sciences to chip in into the energy transition in Poland.
Are there large differences between Poland and the Netherlands?
In case of energy transition, I think there are some, but it's not that different than compared to other European countries. So, for example, countries like Austria, Norway, Sweden, they really focus on renewable energies, and most of the electricity is generated from renewables. But in Netherlands, there's kind of the same problem as in Poland. So, the usage of natural gas here is huge for heating and electricity generation still, and this was drawn from the fact that they had their own natural gas. Right now, they needed to close their mines, so that's not the case anymore. And it's kind of the same in Poland with coal. So we also had our own coal. We've been mining it a lot. That's why we were using it, and we are still using it. But we are slowly phasing out all the mines. So the issue is similar. Obviously, the natural gas generates only half of the same amount of CO2 compared to coal. So that's a bit better in terms of this. But being dependent on fossil fuels, on countries that supply fossil fuels, especially right now with the Russian Ukraine war, uh, that's that's a huge issue. And also, a lot of people here in the Netherlands also felt it with the increasing prices of electricity and heating. So in this case, in this scenario, it's kind of similar than Poland. However, I think there are more uh, money and more people working on energy transition here, and the focus is a bit different.
So the opportunities for a young man who wants to work on energy transitions are a little bit better in the Netherlands than in.
Yes, I would say so, because also the government here, I think it's drawn more towards renewable sources than the Polish government. So there is more funding towards those, and because of this, you have more companies. And obviously, the differences of the GDP per capita, the quality of life between Poland and the Netherlands, it's present. So for people living in Poland, it's always an idea to move to another country, especially in the Eurozone, because then even if you can work and save the same percentage of money, uh, like generally speaking, compared to Polish reality, it's more.
What can internationally young professionals learn from each other and do in terms of energy transition to get their voice heard?
Yeah, that's also a really good point because in Netherlands there are more international people, so you can learn about different perspectives on energy transition. So that's always good. And we can learn different approaches and different situations because every single country is different. Every single country has a different starting point in energy transition. So then different technologies or strategies are needed in different countries. So I think when you can exchange the perspective of looking at the energy transition and the possibilities of the solutions, I think then it's beneficial for both parties.
How do you see your professional role in the future? Where do you see?
I think I see myself as a person who can design energy systems, whether it would be in the small scale, so like a single household, or on a bigger scale. I have experience with designing this energy system, whether electricity or heat. So that's something I would like to pursue. We also did one project here at the university for the city of Veldhoven, which is in the neighborhood of Eindhoven, and we designed energy transition for the district of the heating of the houses. So we designed a system in which you can phase out gas by 2050.
Mentioned, but where do you, when do you see yourself going back to the Poland somewhere in your professional life?
I think after a couple of years after finishing university, when I have enough experience here with international project and all this kind of things, and then I think it would be, then I would see myself going back to Poland. So probably between 2 to 5 years.
Thank you, David, for this opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you for this interview.